Hey everyone out there in the land of YouTube, this is Annette Dion. I'm the host and founder of the Psychic News Network. Today is Friday, January 14th, 2022. How are you? Wow, there's lots going on. Today I was thinking about, remember how many times I said to you when it all starts coming out, you won't believe it. It's gonna make your hair curl. If your my hair is gonna curl. If your hair is already curly, it's gonna make your hair straight. In other words, we're gonna be overwhelmed and shocked and stunned. Gosh, there's so many jaw-dropping moments. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I was traumatized being a psychic the days leading up to January 6th. Like, I can't even express how scary that was. But it wasn't all like you had to be a psychic to figure out what was being planned. If you were watching social media, if you were listening to some of the, Republicans, like, Gohmert comes to mind when he was saying he was saying something about violence. He said that there will be violence. I do remember that. I just happened upon, I think I was watching MSNBC and I saw a photo of Roger Stone and Paul Flynn. They're like, you can almost see the demonic forces just coming through them. It's really something. So, do not think that Merrick Garland is not working. We can erase that right now. I mean, I do. This harkens back to the Oklahoma City bombing and the investigations, that brought actually Timothy McVeigh to the death penalty for killing all those people in Oklahoma City and the federal building there. Yeah, boy, we really seen some amazing times. So anyway, what's this guy's name? This other evil person, Stuart Rhodes. You should see how many notes I have scribbled. This is my notes. I always check the news before I come on. It's like, are you kidding me? And that happened too, and that happened too, and that happened too. So where do we begin? Let's begin with the seditionists. Boy, sedition, man. It's just like, that word doesn't even cover it. Treasonous sedition. Violent sedition. They literally planned on war on the United States of America. People that are pretending that it didn't happen, how dare they? And people that just don't want to watch the news, I don't want to be attacking or judgmental or anything. It's not a judgment, but people that don't look at what happened, I mean, I just have I can't conceptualize how somebody could not be in the know about what happened. That's just me. That's who I am as a person. I need to know what's happening. And I think that we're seeing more and more of that. And so if you're very concerned with what's going on in this country and you're very informed about what's going on in this country, do not apologize to anyone. These are unprecedented times. These are times we need all hands on deck. And Grassroots of Democracy, I have a lot of email addresses, and thank you so much. It's inspiring me, and it's motivating me. And it's really helpful to know it's not just me who needs to rise up and needs to do something, that we are all kind of forming a little collective here through this channel, and we will be branching out to save our democracy. I said it before, I'll say it again. I thank my lucky stars every single day since that day that we aren't in an all-out, full-on civil war that could have started on January 6, 2021. Not to discount the danger that we're still in, But that was the big kahuna. That was the whole enchilada. What they planned for January 6, 2021 was violence and a violent overthrow and execution of sitting members of Congress and our representatives. Out and out war, out and out violent coup, and out and out taking over the United States government and causing a civil war. Is it sinking in? Because I'm just kind of going on about it a little bit because it needs to sink in. And once it sinks in, let us not go back to sleep. Because your future, my future, the future of all your friends and family and your parents and your grandparents and your children and your grandchildren is all wrapped up in this. You know, when Hitler came to power, people who were just going about doing their daily lives, like the Jewish people just going about, just living life and enjoying their families and their work, and it all stopped for them. Their normalcy was taken over by this evil, murderous, fascist, heinous, Satan being called Hitler. 6 million Jews. I am not here to bring you down. I'm here to give you a reality check as we go into more of the news. So, Grassroots of Democracy, I'm setting up a Zoom meeting. I'll keep reminding you guys. And thank you so much for those who have expressed interest and have jumped on board and given me some good information to pass along to the group, which I am doing and will continue to do. The Zoom meeting I'm looking at, just a heads up, save the date, is set for Thursday the 20th at 7 p.m. Details to follow. I'll send that out in an email too. If you haven't signed up and you want to sign up, please sign up. You have to sign up. Grassroots of Democracy. We're gonna be, heavily engaged and very busy, sending letters everywhere, having our voices be heard, and we're gonna be persistent and consistent. And we're probably gonna send, what I'm seeing is the same letters in the same formats, different letters, but we're all gonna send the same letter so that it really packs a punch. Details to follow. So let's go. Let's go with the cards. I want to use the Rider-Waite. As far as totally different topic, technology issues. I took it to heart that so many people complained about the high-pitched noise. And thank you to those people who alerted me to what it could be. I've literally unplugged everything in this room for this video to see if that makes a difference. And I suspect that it will. And I know that, I know what people were talking about. It was like an old television set, the old television sets from way back when. They had that high-pitched noise. And that's the kind of noise that it was. Anyway, I'm hoping and praying that it doesn't happen again. Let's get to the cards. We did a show last night, Corey and I, asking it, and that was a hoot. That was fun. Those shows are pre-recorded unless we otherwise state, but the chat itself is live, just so you know. As I said, people get upset about little things like a noise and, that it looks live and it isn't, or me and Corey go live. But it's, let's all be nice. We're doing the best that we can, and we're not like trying to sell you anything. If you want to get a reading, it's a business transaction. Let's look at what's going to happen with these seditionists, shall we? I apologize for taking so long to getting into the cards, but we incarnated to save our democracy. That's part of the deal. That's part of the contract. That's why we came here. You think we just came here to twiddle our thumbs? No, our souls came here because they were like, whoa, it's going to be pretty incredible in 2021. Well, 2016. Well, it's been a long time. That has been pretty overwhelming. What's going to happen with these seditionists? We're going to the traditional Rider-Waite deck. There was a reason I wanted to use this deck tonight. I forget what it was. Oh, this is exactly why it was. I had it in my mind that I wanted to use the Rider-Waite deck, and honestly, this is true. I was watching the news about Kevin McCarthy and how he's beholden to Trump. And something that I think it was Joy Reid was saying just reminded me of this card. And lo and behold, what did I just pick? It reminded me of this card when she was talking about Kevin McCarthy. See, he's even orange. The devil is even orange. What did she call him? I think she called him Orange Julius. Anyway, it was kind of funny. So what she was saying reminded me of this card. If you know the tarot, see, the chains, they think they're chained to the devil, which they are. It's very much there. They think they're chained to the devil. So here's it's a male and a female. So here's the male, and it's hard for me to see without my glasses. Here's the male, and there's a chain. But the thing about the devil card is they've chained themselves to the devil, and the chain isn't tight, so they could just take it off. That's Kevin McCarthy. He's directly connected to the seditionists, as is obviously Roger Stone, and obviously Paul Flynn, and obviously Steve Bannon. And this morning I was having this really uneasy feeling. Energetically, it felt like a very good day, just energetically. You know, there's more light coming in. So even though it doesn't seem like it, there is more light coming in. So it felt like a good day energetically. Mercury went retrograde. It's a good time to go inward. You know, it felt good. I don't even know what this... I think the moon is in Gemini. Yes. Right? Hang on, I have to check. The moon today... It looks like Gemini to me, but I might be reading that wrong. Anyway, my point is that it felt like a good day. I should bring my calendar closer. But also, I was picking up on what was going on with the American people, finding out this news about how intricate of a military plan these seditionists had to violently, you know, start a civil war. I mean, the words came out of the guy's mouth. So what's going to happen to them is Merrick Garland is hard at work. And the Chariot is, they're going to start getting arrested. Boom, 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 like dominoes. Well, in the meanwhile, the big Orange Julius here is planning a rally in Arizona. The guy that it was his deal. It was his insurrection. It was Trump's insurrection. It's clear as clear can be. If you have no psychic abilities whatsoever, if you're just a rock, speaking of stones, you know that it was his insurrection. He was the one that lost. He was the one that couldn't take losing. He was the one who had always been the bully and the president that promoted violence. He was the one that just displayed all these obvious shows of racism and, you know, support for the KKK, support for the Proud Boys, support for the Oath Keepers. He is the one. And I used to call he who shall not be named, but now I name him because he's losing power. Thank God. Is having a rally in Arizona. And during my live, we were using the pendulum to see if the Arizona rally was actually going to happen, and several of us got no. We are going to look at that. And I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, is he going to run for president? Because why on God's earth would we elect somebody, well, not elect, but allow somebody to run for president who is inciting war against our country and already did incite war against our country? And, I don't know. The Ace of Pentacles came up too. So this is the Chariot's fast moving action from the DOJ. We're going to see all the kind of the heads of the Oath Keepers, the heads of the Proud Boys, I wanted to say prosecuted, but, you know, brought to trial, sitting in jail. And so that is going to happen, and that's going to happen in a fast and furious way. But the rally, we got to look at that. We got to look at that. And I want to say something else that's connected. Where hast I put my notes? I want to say something else that's connected. And I swear the guides move things. Russia is doing to Ukraine what they did to the United States. Russia is inciting an inner war in Ukraine. They're attempting to. They're infiltrating the social media in Ukraine and trying to get them to be all agitated with each other. I don't know if they have different parties in Ukraine. I'm really not up in my Ukrainian... Where did I put my notes? Oh, they're under my chair. I showed them to you. Bear with me. There's a lot of news. I'm going to read to you. You may have read this. What's going on in Ukraine with Russia? It's connected. Have you made the connection that I'm making right here? The whole time Trump was in office, the whole time, all I kept getting was Russia, 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 Russia. You know, when Hillary Clinton stood up there on one of the debates and she said, "You're Putin's puppet." Truer words are hardly ever spoken. Here we are. This is Russia and Ukraine. U.S. intelligence says, our information indicates the Russian influence actors are already starting to fabricate Ukrainian provocations in state and social media to justify a Russian intervention and to sow divisions in Ukraine. To sow divisions in Ukraine. Our buddy Glad's motto is divide and conquer. Hello. What do you think happened to our country? Well, a lot of it's our own fault. We need to raise real men and not men that aren't initiated into manhood there, so they remain little boys playing their little militant games. So Russia's doing it to Ukraine now. So let's pray they don't succeed. And speaking of praying, please send tons of prayers to the justice system of the United States and Ukraine. I mean, it's hard, and you probably understand, you know, how hard it is when you can just totally see what's going on, because that's what we have been going through. How many cycles of, oh, he's really going to get it now, can we go through? Because it's countless. Oh, yeah, they got him for that. Oh, they're really going to get him now. Oh, they got him for that. Oh, they're really going to, this is it. It's going to happen. Yeah. They got him for that too. How about January 6th? Who among us on January 6th, when it was so clear, when he said, we're going to march down to the Capitol and blah, 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 and they're all up there saying, trial by combat, Giuliani. Who amongst us, when that attack happened, when the insurrection was going on, who amongst us didn't think that he wouldn't, you know, who thought that he wouldn't be arrested? We all thought he'd be arrested. We all thought Trump would be taken away in shackles for what he just did to our country. It's a problem that he's still running free, doing a rally. It's boggling my brain. Next. I'm trying to think of a joke that I can tell you, but I don't really have one offhand. I recommend comedy to recharge your battery. Any kind. Jamie Raskin has a book called Unthinkable Trauma. Jamie Raskin is a saint. I was going on about Dr. Fauci being a true American hero, a world hero, really, for the amount of pandemics he's helped to work on and to figure out and to, you know, find solutions. So Jamie Raskin, you may all know that Jamie lost his son to suicide and had just buried him. It was maybe the day before, a couple days before, or, you know, I don't think it was actually that day, but he had just buried his son who was like 20. And then January 6th happened. And I don't know what that man is made of. I mean, some people would be a crumpled heap on the floor, sobbing for the rest of their lives. There are angels. There are angels that are working on our behalf that are in human form. And he has hints of playing that role. So I'm going to get his book. It's called Unthinkable Trauma. Obviously about January 6th and his personal struggles with his son's suicide. Speaking of suicide, I just want to say that we need to be available for the children, for, you know, that don't know what to think, that don't know what is going on. You know, please, if you have children, put your phone down and ask them what's up. How you doing? What's going on? You want to sit and have some hot chocolate with me? Listen. We're a nation that forgot how to listen to each other. And a child who's not validated or who feels distraught and is not getting the proper amount of listening is high risk. So I know I'm being heavy tonight, but there's a lot of heavy stuff going on. If you haven't seen Bridge Cape Inn, the snowman was pretty funny. I think I might have, did I post it? I think, yes, I did post it. It's on my community page, I posted it. Or go to Bridge Cape Inn and it's there. Am I asking a question? Yes, I am asking a question. I'm asking about that rally in Arizona. It just, that he's having a rally just makes me crazy. Is it me? This is why I'm here. It's like, is it just me? I do read your comments. I don't really say very much at all unless there's a need, like a strong need, because I don't want to play favorites. So don't think that you're not being listened to, you know, virtually. There's a song, Sounds of Silence, by Simon and Garfunkel. And you know what? When texting came about, I made the connection between, there's a line in the song that says people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening. And I was like, they were predicting texting. People talking without speaking. Oh my gosh, I just pulled like all these cards. I only meant to pick 3. This is about Arizona and his rally. He's going to be disappointed about something. He's going to be lying his head off. This is Trump at his supposed rally on the 15th. The heartbreak, I don't know. I'm going to check the pendulum one more time. You know, like there's a lot of variables sometimes and things do shift and change. But we thought the rally wouldn't happen due to him not paying and due to him not feeling well. You know, Trump is like one of those punching bag clowns that used to, like, you'd punch him and that, you know, they used to have this when you were a kid. They probably still have them. It's like a balloon, but it's heavy. It's got a heavy weight on the bottom, and you push it down. So it's fun for kids, little kids, and they push it down and bounces back up. That's Trump, and it's a clown. That's probably a really good comparison. Similarity there. The Chariot card keeps coming up around justice. So this is about tomorrow. The rally that's supposed to happen in Arizona. This is about major disappointment for Trump. This is a card that means surrender. He's going to have to surrender in some way. God, this is just truth. There's more truth than lies, you know. And I want to start calling this a journey away from difficulty for us. I feel like his his hold. It's kind of like the Florida thing when he had the Bill O'Reilly thing in Florida, and it was very poorly attended. This is like, yeah, he's losing his grip. I meant to say he's losing his hold on people, but I just got, he's losing his grip. So that's like on reality. He's always lost his grip on reality. He thinks he's in a reality show. That people actually support this heinous human being, I just can't even. Corey got a few questions that he kind of threw at me in case I wanted to answer them on my video. He actually doesn't like to talk about politics. I'm trying to lure him in. But anyway, let's look. I didn't know that, I'm sure, it doesn't surprise me. Somebody asked about Greg Abbott and missing pandemic money, and the same thing happened with, they weren't asking about DeSantis, but I just made the connection. Those two have so much in common. So Greg Abbott and the missing pandemic money, DeSantis also stole pandemic money, and we're going to get to Joe Manchin, by the way. We're going to talk about him. It's connected to stealing money. Is he going to be prosecuted for that, Greg Abbott? Is stealing missing pandemic money. So what DeSantis did was he I don't know, he hid 1 million COVID tests somewhere and didn't want to give them to the people. Oh yeah. Greg Abbott is going to be called out for that. He's going to be called out for that. Greg Abbott is going to be called out for that. The Page of Pentacles. There's some new information coming up. They're waiting for this additional information about Greg Abbott. We're not going to look at DeSantis right now because there's too much to cover. All right. Speaking of commonalities, Abbott doesn't care if people freeze to death in Texas. Clearly, because if he did care, he would have done something about the power grid. Abbott doesn't care if people die from COVID. Greg Abbott doesn't care if a woman dies in childbirth because she has some kind of a condition like being too young to bear a child. Greg Abbott doesn't care. DeSantis doesn't care if Dr. Fauci is executed. DeSantis doesn't care. He doesn't. DeSantis doesn't care if people die from COVID. DeSantis doesn't care about old people. DeSantis, dying from COVID. He probably doesn't care about old people anyway. DeSantis doesn't care if children get sick and die from COVID. The list goes on and on. DeSantis doesn't care. DeSantis doesn't care if people don't get their testing kits. There's more. I just don't want to be here all night with you guys. You have more important things to do. I'm sure. I hope you do. Oh dear. But thank you for being here. I'll go live again once I know that the noise has been fixed, and that's not going to be a regular thing, just every once in a while. Maybe once a week. Probably once a week. So it looks like Greg Abbott, it looks like he'll be charged with something for stealing the pandemic money. All right, so the connection that I want to make with Greg Abbott and DeSantis is Joe Manchin. Because he is a Democrat in name only, Joe Manchin is, because, gosh, this makes me so angry. He didn't support the Build Back Better bill, which would have extended the money that was going to families, the checks that were going to families that are very poor. West Virginia, it might be the poorest state. If it's not, it's way up there on the list of poorest states. Might be the second or third poorest state West Virginia. So because these families who have gotten these checks from the government, it's our money. Because these people who have gotten checks from the government to support feeding their children for 6 months, because Manchin won't vote for the Build Back Better bill, these children are going to go hungry again. It makes my blood boil. These children are going to go hungry again. This is a level of sociopathy beyond the pale. Why are we not standing up and screaming out we're going to be about our voting rights when these people don't give a rat's ass about whether people that they have supposedly being elected into office to care about and to help, they let people die. They let people suffer. What kind of human being does that? Oh, I don't care, just suffer. I don't care if your child is hungry, just suffer. I don't care if your friend froze to death in the Texas winter storm. Too bad for you. Good for me, bad for you. And voting rights, we're going to look at it. And Kirsten Sinema, she might as well just be a Barbie doll. An inanimate, just Barbie doll. She doesn't have a brain in her head. Let's look at Joe Manchin. God, he's such a horrible human being, pretending that he cares. People, we got to stand up for voting rights because if we don't have our democracy, these are the kinds of people that will be running our country into the ground. And it can happen very quickly. We're fortunate we have a January 6th commission. We're fortunate that we're still here with a democracy after last year. And Joe Manchin. So emotional today. I'm just so angry at these people. Oh. This is my COVID card. Has Joe Manchin had COVID? I'm not predicting he's going to get COVID, but I'm predicting he's going to have a bit of a downfall. That's interesting. What a fool. This is Joe Manchin. What a fool. He's digging himself into a hole. Because the truth is going to come out. It's going to be illuminated. I mean, you know, just another common denominator, since we're on the topic of common denominators. Like Trump, for instance. All those people that are going to show up at his rally, we think, if the rally actually happens, which is, I'm still questioning. He doesn't care about those people. Did you ever hear Howard Stern talking about, you know, Trump hates those people that love him. Those people from the rural communities. And that breaks my heart. That's so sad. That is so sad. The next question somebody asked, I'll just go down and answer a few of these that came to Corey. Is Boebert the pipe bomber? Is Lauren Boebert the pipe bomber? Somebody sent that question. I actually think it was one of the women in the Oath Keepers or the Proud. I don't know if they have women in the Proud Boys, but I wanted to say Proud Boys first. They probably do. Wait, let me ask the pendulum. We'll go back to. We're gonna go back and answer and ask about the rally. Okay, so. I'm just asking if Proud Boys actually have girls in their little offensively evil cult. Do the Proud Boys have girls? It looks like no. Okay. Yeah, they couldn't, and I think that they're celibate too, because I guess they hold all that virility in for the violence. What am I doing here? Is Bober the pipe bomber? No, I think it's somebody that was in the Oath Keepers. Let's ask the pendulum that. Was the pipe bomber part of the Oath Keepers? Yeah, somebody in the Oath Keepers. I do believe it was a female. It was really hard to tell at first, but when I saw the newer video that was more detailed, I got that it was a female. I clearly get that it was a female. Let's look for more information about that. The Magician says the FBI will find out. They have a lot of leads. The pipe bomber, they have a lot of leads. Boy, they're just going to be coming up. The people are just going to be called in. Yeah, the Lover card, they're going to connect with the pipe bomber. By when? That's a good question. Doesn't feel like it's too far away. I thought, when I read about it before, I thought it was further away. I think someone's going to rat them out. Pipe bomber, are they going to find out within 1 month? 2 months? 3 months? Within 3 months. It's going to be revealed who the pipe bomber was. I'm getting Oath Keepers. I'm getting a female. It wasn't just her. And I'm getting, she was entertainment purposes only. This is just based on my psychic facts. Remember? I'm just a messenger. Okay. Where's my other page? I have pages. Here. It's dark in here because I shut off all my lights. Except for this one. I hope there's no noise. I hope there's no high-pitched sound. You'll have to let me know. Filibuster. Tell you what I'm going to get on this. Because I already asked earlier. Not with my cards or anything. But with voting rights, I'm getting something like a stalemate. Like a truce. Like if I pulled cards, I'd probably get the Two of Swords. But that's not permanent. It's just like, it's a stalling. Something's stalled with the filibuster. Kirsten Sinema is, she's not even pretending she cares. I don't know how that woman, John McCain must be rolling over in his grave. I'll tell you what. Maybe we can ask John McCain what he thinks. And I'm still advocating for psyching them out psychically, by the way. Send Joe Manchin like psychic vibes that, no harm, right? Psychic vibes that he doesn't want to say no to voting rights because it's going to be bad for him because he's such a narcissist. Oh, interesting. This is like Chuck Schumer is trying a bunch of different angles. We're asking about voting rights. Yeah, 2 knights. These are defenders of democracy. And I feel like it's coming from the spiritual realm. Isn't that interesting? I get that really strongly. Help to save our voting rights coming from the spiritual realm. Well, isn't Martin Luther King Day on Monday? I believe we're onto something. I do believe we're onto something. I feel like initially, well, actually, now that I think about it, I think they postponed the vote. I think that Chuck Schumer didn't have the votes and they still are delaying it. Boy, Joe Biden must be pulling his little bit of hair out. I mean, he's not bald, he has some hair. How about Lindsey Graham? How about Lindsey Graham? How about him? What's going to happen to Lindsay? Can I just say, like, energetically, you want to know how to be strong energetically? Know your truth. Stand on your truth. Don't betray yourself and don't betray others, and keep your word and have integrity. They are the antithesis of everything I just said. And it doesn't bode well for them. I'm just straightening up my cards. I don't read my cards upside down. I never have, never will. They're complex enough right side up. So I'm going to let you know what is going to happen to Lindsey Graham momentarily after I straighten them out. Okay, all good. Yeah, Lindsey Graham, I mean, it's just, it's so cringe. It's all cringe where it's just like, why are you groveling like this to Donald Trump? Good Lord. We're getting up there on time, so I'm not going to keep you too much longer. Let's see. Plus, it's getting rather late. It's 9:30 here. What's going to happen to Lindsey? Oh, I just got Russia. I just saw Russia. Lindsey, Russia. Lindsey, Russia. Wow. Remember, Vladimir Putin is engaging in divide and conquer in Ukraine right now, trying to get the Ukrainians to feel like their neighbor's a suspect and they're losing their rights. That's what Vladimir Putin's doing to Ukraine right now, among other things. I'm going to find out more about that trip that they took to Russia. What was that? It was July 4th. Maybe was it 2018 or 17? There's so much behind the scenes. It'll make your hair curl. There are two women. These look like judges or prosecutors or something like that. Maybe attorney generals. There's two females that are after Lindsey Graham. But I'm feeling Georgia. Yes, and they have too much on him for him to hide from. Lindsey Graham is shaking in his boots. He's probably drinking a lot. Okay, so before I let you go, we need to find out what's going to happen with that silly rally. Okay, since a few other pendulumers, is that a word? I just made up a word, have been wanting to know also, and they got no, is the rally in Arizona going to happen tomorrow? Oh my goodness, I'm still getting no. Let's just go down the rabbit hole a little bit. If it's not going to happen, like the pendulum is saying, is it due to illness? Is it due to bad weather? No. Is it due to prosecutions? Is it due to, prosecutions went from no to yes. So it's partly that. The rally tomorrow, is it due to low attendance that we're seeing that it's not going to happen? Nope. Is it due to the Trump administration not paying their bills? Yep. All right, I got to go a little further down this rabbit hole about the rally tomorrow. Is it because there's a coalition of people in Arizona that are trying to get it stopped? Wait, that's a pendulum. That's a yes or no. Is it because of a coalition of people in Arizona that are attempting to get the rally stopped? Yes. Wow. The plot thickens. I'm going to choose 3 cards about that. I'll be back again soon. I only got to a few questions, if you can believe that. Wow. Trump is in rough shape. He's in really rough shape. And I kind of feel like, just like he didn't have his press conference thing on January 6th, a couple weeks ago, it's too incriminating for him to be out there. And he may get talked out of it too. By somebody who he listens to. Yes, sirree. We live in very interesting times. I appreciate you guys so much. It's good that we're here sharing. Once again, Grassroots of Democracy. Send an email to AnnetteDion7@gmail.com and just write I-A-Y-E, as if you're voting in Congress. And you get counted. You're going to go on my email list, and I've sent out a couple of emails, just kind of dribs and drabs of what's going on. Right now we're focusing on sending advertisers of Fox News. their advertisers, and a couple people generously sent me a list of their advertisers and how much they invest in Fox News, letters that we won't support them. Remember, after the insurrection, there were companies that pulled their support from Trump. So anyway, so we're doing that to start. We're planning for a Zoom meeting this coming Thursday, the 20th. And you'll get an email about that, and I'll also talk about it on my videos. If there's a lot happening, I'm going to come on more than every other day. So just know that that's kind of my commitment. If you'd like to book a reading, oh yeah, there's that. Annette Dion Psychic at gmail.com. Both of those email addresses work, but it's better if you send it to Annette Dion Psychic for an appointment for a reading. That's all I have for you right now. I know there's more. Stay involved. Keep the faith. There's a lot of light coming in. And when this much light is coming in, you have to pace yourself. You have to take meditation breaks just to get through. And don't align with the stress. It's a balancing act. It's truly a balancing act. Pretty soon I'm going to have some classes. Very soon. Probably starting mid-month next month. And I'll tell you more about that soon, but it will help you to kind of get through these times. All right, blah, blah, blah. Thank you so much. Namaste. See you soon. Have a good night.